Sean P. Diddy Combs is once again at the center of shocking new allegations, just one day before his long-awaited sentencing hearing. What was already a highly publicized legal battle has now escalated even further, with two brand-new lawsuits landing on his desk. On Thursday, October 2nd, two individuals, Lakeisha Ward and Diddy Bledsoe, stepped forward and filed separate sexual assault suits against the disgraced music mogul. Both lawsuits, obtained by TMZ and filed by attorney Tony Buzbee, claim that Diddy drugged and sexually assaulted them in incidents years apart. For Lakeisha Ward, her nightmare allegedly began in 2018, during what appeared to be another one of Diddy's infamous parties at his Los Angeles mansion. Ward says she was asked to sign a strict non-disclosure agreement at the door, an unusual but not unheard of demand when entering celebrity parties of this scale. But what happened next was anything but typical. Ward recalled that after only one or two drinks, she began feeling dizzy, her vision blurring as the room began to spin. According to her suit, she was escorted into a bedroom to recover, but moments later, Diddy himself allegedly entered. She describes him as aggressive, overpowering, and unrelenting, claiming that he eventually climbed on top of her and sexually assaulted her while she was incapacitated. In a separate case, Diddy Bledsoe, who was only 18 at the time, says his life was permanently changed back in 2009. Bledsoe's lawsuit describes how he was lured into attending a private gathering at the Beverly Hills Plaza Hotel, after Diddy allegedly promised him connections in the music industry and even a recording contract. But what he thought was the opportunity of a lifetime quickly turned into a nightmare. According to his suit, Diddy allegedly drugged him and repeatedly sexually assaulted him throughout the night as Bledsoe drifted in and out of consciousness. Both Ward and Bledsoe are now seeking compensatory and punitive damages, adding their voices to the growing list of alleged victims who claim they were preyed upon by the Bad Boy Records founder. And make no mistake, this is not an isolated matter. These fresh lawsuits arrive on top of what has become a staggering mountain of accusations against Diddy. By July of 2025, the once celebrated hitmaker had been slapped with over 70 civil lawsuits alleging sexual misconduct, violence, exploitation, and abuse. This legal firestorm comes in the shadow of Diddy's July conviction on 2 federal counts of transporting individuals across state lines for the purpose of prostitution under the Mann Act. While he was acquitted of the heavier charges, racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking, the conviction still sent shockwaves through the industry. Diddy has continued to vehemently deny all allegations, but the court of public opinion seems to have already reached its verdict. Attorney Tony Buzbee, who represents several of the accusers including Ward and Bledsoe, has made it clear that this is only the beginning. In a statement following the federal trial, Buzbee acknowledged the complexities of the criminal case but emphasized that the civil suits would cut to the core of Diddy's alleged behavior. I think the jury struggled with the difficult issue of consent, and more broadly, whether Mr. Combs' conduct fit within the RICO statute, Buzbee explained. But our clients were not the focus of the prosecution's case. These new civil suits focus on specific wrongful conduct that would absolutely be considered state crimes if proven. Now that this spectacle is over, we are prepared to aggressively pursue justice for our clients. Of course, this is not the first time Diddy has faced explosive allegations. The floodgates opened in November 2023 when his former girlfriend, singer Cassie Ventura, filed a bombshell civil suit accusing him of a decade-long campaign of violence, sexual abuse, and coercion. She alleged rape, severe beatings, sex trafficking, and emotional torment, a chilling pattern of abuse that set the tone for the avalanche of lawsuits that followed. Though Diddy swiftly settled that case within 24 hours, the damage to his reputation was already done. Now, with his sentencing looming and 2 new lawsuits threatening to unravel what remains of his public image, the question is no longer whether Diddy's legacy will survive, but how much further it will fall. Once hailed as a hip-hop pioneer, a fashion icon, and a billionaire mogul, Sean P. Diddy Combs is now fighting for his freedom, his fortune, and perhaps even his very identity. As more accusers step into the spotlight and more stories surface, one thing has become painfully clear: the empire Diddy spent decades building is crumbling, brick by brick, lawsuit by lawsuit. And as the world waits for the gavel to fall, the once untouchable star may soon discover that not even the biggest names can escape the weight of truth.